Welcome to the Folktale Project. This is Dan Scholes, and happy Halloween. In honor of Halloween, we're all about deals with the devil this week, and I realized that I haven't done the origin story, the origin of the jack-o'-lantern. So today, we have a special treat. I've cobbled together from more than a few sources the story of Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack was a miserable old drunk who loved playing tricks on anyone and everyone. One dark night, Jack ran into the devil himself in a local public house. Jack tricked the devil by offering his soul in exchange for one last drink, for which, of course, he had no money. The devil quickly turned himself into a sixpence to pay the bartender, but Jack immediately snatched the coin and deposited it into his pocket, right next to a silver cross that he carried. Thus it was that the devil could not change himself back, and Jack refused to let him go until the devil had promised not to claim Jack's soul for 10 years. The devil agreed, and 10 years later Jack came across him again while out walking on Country Road. The devil tried collecting what was due, but Jack, thinking quickly, said, "I'll go, but before I do, will you get me an apple from that tree?" After the devil had climbed up the tree, Jack placed his crucifix at the trunk of the tree. Unable to touch a cross, the devil was stuck again. Stingy Jack made the devil promise not to take his soul when he died. After the devil had promised, Stingy Jack removed the cross, and the devil climbed down out of the apple tree. Many years later, Jack died, as all of us do. When he passed, Jack found himself at St. Peter's pearly gates. However, St. Peter would never allow such a miserable old drunk access into heaven, so he turned him away. Jack then went down to hell to see if the devil would grant him entrance. The devil kept his promise and would not allow him to enter. Now Jack was scared. He had nowhere to go, but was set to wander about forever in the dark netherworld between heaven and hell. He asked the devil how he could leave, as there was no light. The devil reached down and tossed him an ember from the flames of hell to help Stingy Jack light his way. Now Jack carried a turnip with him, as it was his favorite food, so he hollowed out the turnip and placed the ember the devil had given him inside. And from that day on, Stingy Jack roamed the earth without a resting place, lighting his way with his jack-o'-lantern. And that is the story of Stingy Jack. It's an Irish and Irish-American folktale. It brings us the reason why we carve jack-o'-lanterns and light them. And, a lot of people always get hung up on it was originally turnips and not pumpkins. But to me, the most interesting part of this story is that the devil falls for the same trick twice. And you'd figure he would have learned better by now. This is Dan Scholes for the Folktale Project. Don't forget that you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, anywhere you like to get your podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at Folktale Project. You can find us on Auto Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you like to listen. And you can always head over to folktaleproject.com, where you'll find a new story every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As always, thank you so much for listening.